Hi, everyone. There we go. I am Angela from Angela Wolf Video, and I'm coming to you live from Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. As you can tell by my background, I am still on my workcation from last week. So I apologize for anything that's not going to be like tip-top shape in my video technology because, as we all know, traveling with gear is difficult. So, welcome to my broadcast. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is providing value to pretty much everyone on your specifically social media. So, how we're going to be providing value through video on your social media for your branding to really help build your brand. Now, this is Video Tech Tuesdays, where we talk about video tech specs and gear. Like I said, we're coming live theoretically from Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So I'm trying to just like monitor all of my multi streams going on at once right now. Um, and I can't tell if we're live on Facebook or not, so I do apologize to everyone if you just give me like a hot second to make sure that Facebook's going. And if it's not, then we're gonna just have to skip Facebook for today. Oh, perfect. We are live. Everything's got a weird delay and it makes me like anxious. All right, so hopefully everyone doesn't mind just bearing with me for those 2 minutes. All right, so Video Tech Tuesdays. We're talking about providing value. All right, so if you have any questions, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything we're doing right now. So feel free to just comment on any of the video streams you're currently watching. If you're rewatching this, then cool, thank you. Just hit hashtag replay in your comments so I know to come back to it next week and that I didn't get a chance to talk about it this week. I'm going to move my Instagram for a hot second. All right, perfect. There we go. So, what is the deal about providing value? I'm sure everyone's heard this phrase before. So, the reason that people are going to be checking out your social media feeds first is to find out about your brand. That'll be their initial reason that they log on, right? That maybe they're interested, they somehow find you through an ad, through a recommendation, and they want to know if you're a trustworthy brand. So they're going to look you up first on Facebook and Instagram to make sure you're legit before they start, handing their money over to you. So after that, you have this ability to either lose this audience or to retain it and really help start building a brand loyalty, right? So that's what we want to be doing, and with the idea of social media and specifically through video, is that the videos we're providing are not just something to fill up a feed or to clutter, the space that's going on right now. We want the videos to be adding value so that people come back to your social media pages and continue to stay connected with you and to keep your brand top of mind for the next time they need something. You don't want to just kind of like fade out into the dust when they're done looking for that one time product or one time service they needed. You want to be always the first person they go to when they have a question or that need. So, what are some ways to do that? To help build a following, build a brand loyalty, and be giving your audience value for them to keep coming back and back, even when they might not immediately need something from you, um, just to help keep you, like I said, top of mind, that thought leader, that, the go to person when it comes to anything in your field. So the first way to do that is to give advice, specifically again in your field, right? So like if you're a cook, maybe you shouldn't give accounting advice. Um, but I like to talk about like tutorial videos, talk about something that is part of your brand or something that your brand really connects with. So um, let's say your company creates knives or sells knives, right? Well, it's going to be boring to be like, here's our knife, right? And it has sharp edges. Or you can be putting out tutorial videos on how to cut a pineapple, how to cut a mango, how to, these questions that people already have and they're already Googling. Make tutorial videos on that. People find you and follow you for like this great advice you're giving, and then, oh, by the way, here's our product, right? Or another one who I absolutely love, I follow them everywhere and I do use her services because she's fabulous. New Way Accounting. You can look them up on Instagram. Their Instagram stories are just filled with tips and tricks for small businesses and your taxes. Like it'll be something as quick and simple as saying like, "Hey, just as a heads up, any office supplies you buy are tax deductible, including stationery," right? And you're like just kind of scrolling through your feed and you see that and you're like, "Oh my God, I just had to buy paper the other day. Like now I know to save that so I can use it as a write off." So that kind of thing really creates this value of, I go to my accountant once a year to do my taxes, but I follow her every day on Instagram because she's giving me really great advice that I can use year round. And then what happens is someone comes to me and says, I have this accounting question because, you're a small business. How do you do this? I share all of her stuff. Whenever someone asks me a question, I'm like, bloop, here you go. Bloop. So that's what this, not only are you providing value in, sharing how to do it or sharing advice in your field, but that value retains me as someone on social media, but then also promotes me to share your content with other people because I'm like, hey, this was great advice. I want to share this great advice. So, all of that kind of stuff is really important when it comes to creating videos and just a social media presence in general. So another great way to do that kind of stuff, if we're not going to go to the advice, I mean, first off, all of my tips here, you can do all of them. You don't have to just pick one. But besides the advice route, a different route is to share stories. All right. So think of like Soul Pancake. I absolutely love them. I follow them. They just share like the most heartwarming stories of all time, right, on their Instagram. And they're just fun and make you feel good, right? So sharing stories is a great way to engage with people. Um, I, used to work with pet brands where they would crowdsource pet videos, right? They'd ask people to send in pet videos. They would go out and look for cool pet stories and kind of crowdsource these like adorable adoption stories to share on their Instagram. And it's just like, well, who does not want to see an adorable puppy getting adopted, right? So these are just ways that even though the company is not specifically an adoption company, it was a pet company, but they're keeping you top of mind because you're connected with them on social media for their great content. Um, so all of that kind of stuff, and then that even goes into things like we're going to go into like exclusive content next, which I isn't quite stories but kind of falls into the story category as well. um, Maybe you're a blogger and you do cooking and recipes and stuff. Well, put on your Instagram exclusive content that only people who follow you on Instagram are going to get, right? You can create videos of you doing extra recipes, giving extra tips, doing behind the scenes. Last week, I talked about in my blog post about how to do behind the scenes videos and how they're really great because it just feels like you're inviting your audience and your potential customers to see who you really are and being authentic. And plus, they're just kind of fun to do. I don't know. Just I love like the goofiness of being behind the scenes, and everyone's just kind of like, I promise, like I look really put together when the camera's on, but actually, I'm like a goofball, or actually, like I'm running around, you know, chicken without a head, right? We're all just human, and I think that's what behind the scenes does. It just lets us see that everyone's just like I'm a human, you're a human, we're all connected. So, giving exclusive content on social media through video is just a really great way to be adding value in that space. And then that also helps, see how these are all like kind of bleeding in together. The next one is engaging with your audience. You know, do a Q&A, do a live stream video like I do, where you're able to talk with the people who are watching the video. You're able to discuss, you know, topics, answer questions. Like I've got someone on my Instagram feed right now who said that they love our behind the scenes videos. Thank you. So, you know, just being able to talk and go back and forth with people is really important in engaging your audience and being a reason for people to be following you. Another one is giveaways. You know, I love the, there's an Etsy shop I absolutely love called Humility Hums, and they do giveaways for their patches and their lighter cases and like their gorgeous artwork they do. So by following them on Facebook and Instagram, you know, they tell you to follow, then you have to share it, and then you have to comment. And that's helping build up their audience. But at the same time, there's a reason that you want to follow them is because, oh, they're giving me this great content of this beautiful art they're doing. Plus, there's a giveaway, you know, or do 20% off giveaway, or do, you know, an add-on services where, you know, you purchase our regular services, you get an additional service for free. So all that kind of stuff through social media is going to be adding the value and having a reason for people to be staying connected with you. And at the end of the day, we want to stay connected with our audience, with our customers and our clients and our potential customers and clients. Because if people come to you only in that one moment they need you, um, there's a good chance they're going to forget about you, right? You have to make a huge impression that one time they see you in order for them to come back in a year when they might have that project again. In my case, you know, because I'm due services, or maybe it's you have a big ticket item that, you know, people are only going to buy this one thing every once in a while. It's not a monthly subscription, right? So what's going to make these people come back to you in a year or 2 years or whenever they need this product again, and tell people about your product and your service, is by the value you add on social media for them to be following you and thinking about you and sharing your information. So that is basically my little spiel for the day, my Video Tech Tuesdays. Again, this kind of today's advice was very generic in the sense of you can do this with pictures, you can do this with blog posts, but I really do think video is still the best way to be sharing all your ideas and your thoughts. And by using video, you can really utilize that engagement. You can utilize that personalization. You know, it feels a lot more intimate when you get to see someone's face and you hear their voice versus just seeing, you know, black and white letters typed out on a web page. So, as per always, you know, everything links back to video when it comes to me. So, that is my spiel. If you have any more questions or, not questions, like if you need advice or inspiration, man, I did not get that word right away. If you need any more inspiration on content videos that you can create for your brand to be posting on social media, please check out my blog. That's my blog post theme for the month of August. We're talking just about different types of brand videos you can post on Facebook and social media, including tutorial videos, including you know, what else have I did? Behind the scenes videos. You know, my blog has a video embedded with it and more information in the blog post. So keep an eye out on that. Every Thursday they come out on my website. Now, let's say you're looking for, or you're like, great, Angela, I do want to make a behind the scenes video. Now what do I do? Go to bit.ly/AWV checklist. If you're on Instagram, it's in my link tree on my bio. Just download this free branded video checklist. It lets you, you know through, you know, Start planning your pre-production and production so that you can figure out how many cameras you need, how big is it, how many people are going to be in it, and what your content's going to be. It's absolutely free, and it's the absolute best place to start when you're thinking about making a video. Um, and let's say you do that and you're like, oh man, my video is like way bigger than I originally thought it was going to be. Go to bit.ly/callawv. Again, in my link tree on my Instagram. Go there and schedule a time to call with me. It's absolutely free, 30-minute call. We'll talk about what your project is, and I can tell you, again, what the scale of it's going to look like, different options you have. You know, hey, do you want to just film it yourself and get a professional to edit it? Do you want a professional do all the filming and, you know, package it up for you? That's the kind of stuff we get to talk about on our free analysis call. So definitely check that out at bit.ly/callawv. So those are my tips today on how to create more value when you're creating content videos for your social media. So please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and LinkedIn. We're everywhere right now. And I will see you next week for next week's Video Tech Tuesdays. All right. Thanks, everyone.